Hey everyone, what's up? In this video we are going to improve our existing user interface. In the last couple of videos we have created our square metrics, as you remember, and at the moment it's showing us the IDs of the squares as strings. So we want to replace them with images, so icons of the pieces, corresponding pieces, if there are any, and blank icons if there isn't a piece on a square. So in order to do that, we first need some actual images. I downloaded some images, as you see here. It's right inside this chess core plugin, inside a directory called images. Here you see black and white piece icons, as well as a blank icon to render in case there isn't a piece on a square. So we are going to create a new class to read those files and return icon objects to our pieces. So let's create a new package inside our chess core plugin called com example chess core icon, and inside it a new class named icon handler. So this is going to be a static, it's going to have static methods because we don't want to instantiate this class. So public static get image get icon. So we're going to use this method essentially to read and create an image object and return it. So the image object is actually a SWT type, so we have to import it, and we're going to take in two parameters to correctly find and identify the icon. So we have a color, is it white or black, and also we have to get the type of the piece. So let's do that. Piece name and side. Using those two parameters we can identify the requested icon. So string image name is equal to if side is equal to side white, it's going to be white, and it's going to be black otherwise, and then append the piece name, and finally the PNG extension. So this is the complete image name inside this directory, but we also have to find this directory somehow. So in order to find this directory, let's create a new field first of all. So private static path. Let's import the path class, and inside a static block we are going to get the path relatively. So bear with me here, I'll explain you what I'm doing in a moment. I'm basically accessing the location of this class, icon handler class get protection domain, get code source, and get location. We have to import the URL type, and then using this location we can build our path relatively. Paths get location to URI. Whoops. And resolve. Now we are going to build this relative path com I'm going to give the relative path of this directory here. So it's under the com example chess core plugin. Yes, core. And inside this images directory. So these two lines let us access this folder inside our plugin. We of course have to surround this with try catch block. That's why I'm putting this inside a static block. Otherwise I can't use a try and catch block. Now that we have our path, we can complete this function, complete this method. Turn new image. It's going to accept the display object. Let's give this the default, and then the path. Resolve image name string. Alright, let's import the display type as well. Default. Alright, so this method lets us access one of those icons, but it doesn't let us access this one because it doesn't have a type, have a side attribute. So I'm going to create a new method to access just this blank PNG file. Public static image get blank icon, and I'm going to copy this and replace image name with blank PNG. Alright, this class is complete. Now we can use those two methods to access the icon we want. Alright, so we are going to use these methods inside our piece classes. In the constructors, we are going to add a new parameter, image icon, and of course a new field, image icon. So each subtype of the piece class will have to set its own icon. Of course, I have to set this here, this icon, and we have to update our subtypes as well. It's going to take along. Just you can fast forward it if you want. Icon handler. Icon. I'm going to give the piece name bishop, and the side is automatically passed to this method. So black pawn. And lastly, the icon handler. Lastly, the white pawn. Alright, this was cumbersome. Now we have updated our piece types. Each one knows its icon, and we can use those icons from our graphical user interface. So let's go back to our chessboard part. So if you remember, in this line we were setting the square IDs. So those IDs were coming from this line. Set text method sets the corresponding IDs. Now we are going to replace this line with the icons. So let me firstly get the piece reference on the current square piece. We have set the data, and now we are going to get it. R and C, get data. Of course I have to cast it to square because it can take any type of object, and I have to call the getPiece method. GetPiece. Now I have a piece reference here. It may or may not be null because not all the squares have pieces on them. So I have to make a check here. If piece is equal to null, I'm going to display a blank icon. Else, I'm going to display the corresponding piece icon. So I'm going to use something like this one, but instead of using the set text method, I'm going to use the set icon, the set image method. So in case it's black, I'm going to use the icon handler directly. Icon handler get blank icon. Alright. So we have to export this new package from this core plugin, and then import this package from the application plugin in order to use the new class. And if it isn't null, let me copy that. Now I'm going to get the corresponding icon from the piece. Get icon. And of course I have to create a new method called getIcon inside the piece class. Image icon. Alright. Now I can get rid of this line. Let's try and see what happens. Alright, we are seeing some icons here. There are some issues, as you see. First of all, the pawns are all white, and the black pieces should be here instead of here. So let's fix those problems. Let's start with the black pawns. Let me find the black pawns. Just a second. I'm going to check where it's called. Okay, it's instantiated inside this chess room class. So as you see, white pawns and black pawns are both created with the side white arguments. So we have to make this black. Alright, so let's rerun that. Okay, now the pawns are at least different colors. Now we just have to swap the positions of the white and black pieces. But before doing that, I want to resize our window so that the icons are centered like this. We can do that from this application E4XMI file. trim window size. Let's make this narrower and a little bit longer. Let me run this once more. Okay, the width is fine, but we can make this a little bit longer, I guess. Let's do this 20 more. Alright. Now it fits on the screen, on the window. Now, how can we swap the locations? So let me take a look at the chessboard part. The problem is in the sorting of the rows. So we're starting from 0 and increasing. Let's reverse the direction. Start from board length -1 and greater than or equal to 0 minus . Alright, so it was fitting just a minute ago. I'm just going to quickly increase this to 50. Alright, as you see, we fixed the sorting problem. The board is looking fine at the moment. Of course, we have to highlight the squares, but I think it's fine for this video. We are going to continue improving this in the upcoming videos. So see you later. Take care.